Hey, how's it going? I'm Ron Story Jr., the head of product here at SpeakerHub, and I want to welcome you on board to taking this journey to getting you booked on more stages. Here at SpeakerHub, we've worked with thousands of speakers and we've booked thousands of meetings with event planners, podcast hosts, and press. Our job today is to make sure that you are able to implement the things that we've learned so that you can accelerate your speaking career. Everything we do here at SpeakerHub is based on two simple processes. One is how do we generate inbound leads for you, which are event planners that are looking to book you on their stages. The second thing that we do is we want to provide you with all of the data necessary so that even if the event planner isn't looking for you, you can reach out directly to them to pitch yourself. We call those outbound leads. We do those two things to propel something called the speaker flywheel. The speaker flywheel is what we've learned from working with those other speakers in our done for you agency and getting them booked. There were some basic things that I learned while running that agency. The one thing that I learned is that the speakers who were always getting booked weren't always the most popular. But one thing they did have in common is that they used the same system. And that system is what we've started calling the speaker flywheel. The speaker flywheel is where you use smaller gigs to get you access to larger gigs. So if you're a new speaker, you probably haven't been on a bunch of stages, which is going to hold you back from getting booked on your dream stages. So by using the speaker flywheel, you can start off going on podcasts, getting podcast interviews, sending those podcast interviews to the smaller event host, going to those smaller gigs, getting those done, and using your iPhone to record some video. Use those videos from those speaker reels to be able to send those up to the large conference promoters that pay the big bucks. We're going to teach you how to use SpeakerHub in order to accomplish that goal, which is get your speaker flywheel spinning so that you can get booked on the stages that you deserve to be on. Now, before you say, oh, well, I don't really want to do this or do that, let me ask you a question. Your favorite speaker, have you ever heard them speak live and in person? Actually, think of your top 5 favorite speakers. Chances are you've never heard all 5 of them speak live and in person. You've gotten caught up in their speaker flywheel. You've heard them on YouTube, Instagram, podcast, or something of that sort. That's why the flywheel is so important, because you can impact more people with your message. So in the next couple sections of this video, I'm going to show you how you can get your speaker flywheel flowing by generating inbound leads using your speaker profile, but also generating outbound leads by you reaching out to the podcasters, the media outlets, and the paid conferences that you want to be on. If that makes sense, keep watching this video and I'll show you how to use SpeakerHub to achieve your dreams. Okay, guys, in this next section, I want to talk to you about how you can set up your speaker profile so that you can be unstoppable when it comes to event planners searching for you. One thing I learned is that event planners are always going to go to Google first. When they're looking for a speaker, they're going to Google, NBA player speaker or whatever, former athlete speaker, or they're going to look you up by name if they already know your name. The one thing you don't want to have happen is that if you have a common name, you don't want someone else to show up in your place. So what I'm going to show you today is how you can use your profile on SpeakerHub to populate the best positions in Google. Let me bring up an example here and show you what I mean. So the first part of generating leads is by using the speaker profile. The speaker profile is this. This is what you'll be using inside of SpeakerHub in order to get the attention of those event planners who are looking for you. So let's use Ty Nance. When we click here, this is basically your speaker one sheet. You can see he's put in videos, he's put in other topics that he covers. But let's go over to Google and let's type in Ty Nance and search for him, right? When we search in Google and we click on images, there are a bunch of different Ty Nances. These Ty Nances don't look like this gentleman that is here. You can see that's not Ty Nance, the speaker, that's coming up. But what are people going to look for? What are they going to search? When they're going to search for you, they're going to type in Ty Nance speaker. And guess what pops up at the top? His SpeakerHub profile, above his LinkedIn and everything else. We actually show him up here twice, right? And in the photos, we make sure that this is the right Ty that we're looking for, right? So why do I bring this up? This is one of the most easiest ways to boost your SEO, especially if you don't have a powerful website or something of that sort where you will show up when people look for you in Google. So set up your speaker profile today. Here's the link below for you to set up your speaker profile. It's included with your SpeakerHub plan. That's just one part of your speaker process. We want to make sure that when people are searching for you, you get found and they are able to reach out to you directly based on what they find in your profile, and they want to book you at their places or for their podcast, their speaking events or whatever. In the next section, I'm going to show you how to do the proactive part of the of getting booked. With SpeakerHub, we have the inbound. That's what we're doing here with the speaker profile. The next section, I'm going to show you why outbound pitching is just as important. Talk to you later. We're going to talk about the most exciting part of working with SpeakerHub, and that's called SpeakerHub Pro. This database is going to give you access to 4 million opportunities to be able to reach out to the podcast you want to be on, the media outlets you want to be on, and also the paid speaking opportunities that you want. So I'm going to go ahead and share this with you now and kind of walk you through the value of SpeakerHub Pro. Right. So when you first sign up with SpeakerHub Pro, it's going to take you through something called the branding kit. And we're going to ask you some basic information about yourself and your business. So you can see here, I just put some basic information in. Let me change this back to SpeakerHub because I was doing a different demo. And I'm going to put in my personal website, ronstoryjr.com, and I am a sales coach. Right. And when I do that, I put in that basic information in the beginning. AI is going to write my bio for me, right? So the cool thing about this is that it's going to write a perfect bio talking about me and what I do based on looking at my LinkedIn, looking at my personal website, and then coming together with my topics to talk more about what I do. So if we give it a couple seconds here, you'll see this bio that's here will be totally rewritten in a more effective way. Here it is here. You can see, as a sales coach based out of Medellin, Colombia, my passion lies in empowering event planners to unlock their full potential, blah, 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 right? But that's based on this because I help event planners to create fun and exciting environment for their events. Now, what's going to happen? The AI is going to use my bio to start matching me with the right podcast. You notice I said I'm a sales coach. So what's happening? I'm getting all of these different sales podcasts that I should be going on, right? So if I wanted to go on this podcast with Keith Rosen, I can click on it. I can come here and listen to it. Here in the background, I can play that podcast so that I can see if it's one that I'm a good fit on. If it is, I just add it to a list. And by adding it to a list, now I can pitch that podcast. The AI is going to look at my bio. It's going to look at the details of this podcast, and it's going to write a customized pitch just for me. There are no templates. No two pitches look alike. Everybody gets a customized pitch for that podcast, right? So you see that in 5 seconds, this was written. It also does it for associations. You notice I talked about being a sales coach. Look at all the different coaching associations that come up, right? If I wanted to go talk at the Bay Area Life Coaches Association in San Francisco, I click here, I add it to a list. I click pitch. At that time, we didn't have the right email address. So this is really cool for you to see because if we don't have the right email address, we won't let you reach out to that person. So we remove that data from the list so no one else will be able to run into that same issue. But I'm going to go to the Institute of Coaching, right? So you'll see here that email is correct. In 5 seconds, I'm going to have a personalized email written directly to Tiffany at the Institute of Coaching about me coming in to talk with them. Now, you're not forced to use these emails or the email that we write for you, but it's an easy way for us to get rid of the blank screen so that you're not thinking, what do I say, right? So you can see this is here. I can also drop in a template if I want to put in a different template that I had already pre-written. I can go ahead and do that right there within SpeakerHUB Pro. Isn't this incredible? Well, let me show you a few more things. It does the same thing for conferences. You notice I'm getting different conferences that match what I do. I'm getting different media outlets that match what I do. But let's say, for instance, I've collected a set of leads from other places. I can bring those leads here and upload them directly in to the software so that I can pitch leads that I may have gotten from someplace else. How cool is that? Now, the great thing about it is that you can follow up with each one of your pitches. You can see the ones you've sent. You can see the ones you've replied to. You can even mark them as booked as you would like to go through. All right, guys, this is an exciting time to be a part of SpeakerHUB. Today, you learned about 3 concepts. One is the speaker flywheel. That's how we use inbound leads, which are the event planners and organizers searching for you, along with outbound leads, which is where you use our database of 4 million contacts in order to find the gigs that you want to reach out to, and you reach out to them. Both of those types of leads ends up powering your speaker flywheel, which is where you use the smaller gigs to get the larger gigs. This is a cool system. Why? Because while you're reaching out, you're getting booked, you're building the credibility so that you can get on the dream stages you want to be on. The second thing that we talked about is the importance of having your speaker profile. That speaker profile is essential for being found by event planners. When they Google you, you want them to find you, not your alternative personality or your doppelganger cousin that lives in a different country. You want them to find you. So your speaker profile is really important. Click the link here in order to start working on your speaker profile so that we can add you to the directory with the 61,000 other speakers who trust SpeakerHUB. In your email, you should have received a link to give you access to SpeakerHUB Pro. Use that email address and password in order to log in. That will give you access to the 4 million pieces of data of people who can book you, the 3.5 million podcast hosts, the 170,000 media outlets, the 220,000 local associations that have dinners and conferences and monthly meetings that are looking for speakers to come either perform as a keynote. If you're a musician, they want you to sing, or maybe even be the MC. And then we have 45,000 conferences. This is a game changer for the speaking industry. And we're glad that you're here to join us along the ride. We want to get you booked. As a bonus, we're going to put a link below that directs you to a training that we did. And it's going to give you an opportunity to upgrade your account to a lifetime account. Right now, when you signed up for monthly. But if you watch the training that we have here in this bottom link, we're going to give you a chance to sign up for a lifetime account where you can have access to SpeakerHUB in its entirety and the database for a one-time payment. It's an exciting time to be here. We look forward to helping you. Talk to you later.